How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of MaLioSher Gaming, bringing you round one of this Grand Arena. My opponent this time was actually a very fearsome foe, so props to you. So let's get started. So I almost moved up to Kyber 2. I should be able to go into Kyber 2 next round. So let's see how this one goes. So this one, my opponent sent some pretty decent defenses. He had 2 GLs in the front row, and I had to decide, do I want to try to go after Jedi Master Luke or Sith Eternal? The problem is, I probably could have taken that Master Luke because it seemed pretty good. I mean, pretty beatable with my Rey. But then I realized, wait a minute, I don't have my arena team. Like, my arena team could have taken it, but not my non-arena team, like just like a normal Rey. So I decided, you know what? Out of my choices here, I'm most likely going to be able to clear the Sith Eternal here. But I don't have my Kylo. If I had Kylo, if I had SLRK, it would have been like a one-person super easy fight. But I'm about to try something here that's crazy that I've literally never tried before. So the whole point of Sith Eternal is that he needs to be attacked in order to get his special to charge. So what I'm doing here is by having only essentially Rey here, because Watt is going to die in a second. I just wanted to put my mod on her to keep her nice and beefy. But as soon as Watt dies, there's going to be no one attacking Sith Eternal, so he's not going to get his charge, his special at all. The strategy was pretty good, but it was a Relic 8 Sith Eternal, and he had way too much life, so I couldn't get through all of it. So in theory, it should work. Like, as you see here, I get pretty darn close. Like, I just keep bringing him down and down and down and down and down, but he just heals too much in order to finish him off. So the whole premise here is I want to get below the 60% life threshold so I can get my Sudden Whirlwind, and then once I do that, I do basic attacks to heal. As soon as I go over 60% life, I use my lifeblood to essentially lose life and go under it again and keep just spamming my Sudden Whirlwind. And then with the hope that my ultimate would then be able to one-shot him, but he's just being Relic 8, he was just way too beefcake, and I couldn't get through him, his life and protection. Like, it gets really, really close, but he must have absorbed a little too much of my protection to be able to finally one-shot him. So I'm going to keep working on these people as you see here. Almost through all of his little helpers. Now that I'm through all of his helpers and it's just down to him, I cross my fingers, and not quite. If that was literally anybody else, if that was SLRK, if that was a Master Kenobi, even probably Master Luke, that shot right there would have just one-shot him. And which is basically how Rey can beat most other Galactic Legends, no problem. Because by the time that you kill off all their minions, all their sides, one Sudden Whirlwind of her ultimate is pretty much guaranteed to kill anybody but this darn Sith Eternal. So I just keep trying and trying. I do a couple of more Sudden Whirlwinds, a couple of more ultimates, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. In order to get my chances a little better, I wait till the last second and almost had him. But I made sure to do that way he doesn't get another attack and heal, and then I'm going to try again. I probably should have brought some bigger guns to try the second time, but as you see here, I said, well, maybe my CLS can handle that. He's almost dead, but just like before, it's going to be he heals too much. So I'm going to break one of my normal rules of not backing out on this battle here. You go see here. I'm going to get my CLS team. And it's just... my CLS is on its way. The only people that are relict are CLS and Chewbacca. So it just doesn't have enough punch to get through everybody. So after a few hits here, he's still healing more than I'm damaging him. So I quickly realized that it's a losing battle. Once again, if I had some kind of like healing immunity, maybe it would have done well. But actually, that might have worked if I had some healing immunity. But the moment he goes ultimate, I'm like, yeah, his next shot is gonna end my life. So no chance. So I try, okay, what can damage him enough? So I guess I'm gonna try some Sith. My Sith Eternal sucks, so you can't be good enough to do anything right now. So, good old trusty Palpatine lead. So, get my Sith here. And for good measure, I'm gonna bring in my own Sith Eternal. My spectacular Gear 12 Sith Eternal. And so I figured I'd bring Thrawn because Fracture doesn't do too much, but at least it'll slow him down enough. And I brought in Sidious to land some healing immunity. And between the shocks of Palpatine and Sidious's healing immunity, that's basically what wins this battle for me. It just takes a little while. As I pummel him, pummel him, pummel him, pummel him, pummel him, pummel him. Just a little more. And then this is where I really freak out, but gladly. One more hit. Bam! Over. On to the next person. Only took me 3 people to get through that one. So, next battle comes along, and I decide that this is looking pretty good. That was my biggest concern, because I figure if I can take at least the bottom 2 territories, I should be good. I know that I'm not going to get through that Master Kenobi. I'm sorry, Master Luke in the front there, but since I have the rest of my Resistance team, since I only use Rey, good old Resistance buddies here, more than enough to take care of these bounty hunters. Just another shout out to Old Man Han. He's honestly one of my favorite Resistance characters. He's just super strong. Like always, I like to start off on Jango. He's, to me, the biggest threat. The only other time I vary it and don't attack Jango first is if there's an Embo. To me, Embo is one of the strongest one-hit bounty hunters. So if Embo's on the team, I always target him first. What's great about that is that he doesn't have a second life like Boba or Jango or even Mandos, so he goes down pretty quick. So after I finish off Jango, I killed IG there because he just seemed pretty squishy. And then Bosk starts taunting, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Always calling in BB-8 for the assist. You know, that wonderful healing immunity that just destroys the entire life there. Passing it over to other buddy there, the Resistance heroes always inspiring themselves. romance going there. And a little illuminated destiny for good measure. Super easy victory there. Now to see who I want to go next. The First Order team is overly easy, so it's like it's harder to think who I want to use against them, just because I don't want to waste anyone that's halfway decent on such a craptastic team. And then on the other hand, the Mothma seems a little bit, you know, a little beefy, so you don't want to make sure that you underdo it too much. So go to old Traya with just some random Sith will be more than nothing on us. And for good measure, I've got a bunch of like homeless relic tunes, so whenever I have an extra spot, I just stick a random relic person in there and call it a day. So today was IG, which surprisingly, he did a lot better than I expected, just because his AoE is hard. Granted, he is relic 5, so it's going to hit pretty hard. I go after Lando first, just because his AoEs can be annoying, and he likes to get it all the time. My wonderful geared 10 or so Traya, I knew she was going to die, but it was expected. And then, look at that. That was pretty good for IG. So, kill him, but he's going to be quickly brought back. And then just go through the team. It's a pretty easy, lackluster battle. Speed it up for you guys. Get to Lando. Finish him off. Oh, just kidding. She's gonna bring him back one more time. See, I'm just not a fan of him. He just doesn't do a lot of damage. Like, you'd think he would be so much stronger being Relic 7. I'm just not a fan of Sith Marauder. He's just, to me, one of the crappier ones. Next up is good old Phasma here, and she's pretty crappy, so I gotta bring in something that is gonna get rid of them, but I'm not gonna miss. So, good old Krennic's Empire here, just throw in some random people. And don't want to use Range Trooper for if I decide to use my imp somewhere else. So why not Snow? Snow Trooper is pretty good. He used to be one of my favorite Imperial Troopers back when I just started playing, just because his AoE is pretty decent. Start off with Pilot. So, just finishing this up here. Surprisingly, they were a little stronger than I expected. First Order, so the standard like starting out teams is always like go Phoenix. On one of my alt accounts, I wanted to be totally different, and I actually went First Order first, and it's pretty freaking strong. Like it's a really good starting team. But nice quick battle here. One last guy to go. That's it. Moving on. Now, I'm hoping for some Wampas in the back. I mean, for some Ewoks in the back. But, surprisingly, my wonderful one-person Wampa counter to Ewoks is going to let me down. I probably should have paid more attention. Like, this is probably totally would have been able to be won, but this Ewok team gave me some trouble for some reason. Like, I hit auto battle, walked away, came back, and saw that I lost. So now as I rewatch this footage, I should be able to see what happened. So everything looks like it's going fine here. I bet you that I'm going to get dazed and prevent the counterattacks. That's most likely what's going to happen. Wow. They just legitimately kicked my butt. Like, no daze. So next time, what I think I'm going to do is try to get some, instead of starting off with the AoE attack there that dazes everybody, do a normal attack. That way, Ewok Elder wastes his cleanse before I then do my AoE, and then that way it doesn't waste the mass days on everybody, because if it didn't get cleared off so fast, it would have been no problem. For this battle here, I didn't want any trouble. My goal was just to clear the bottom two territories. My opponent couldn't get past my Executor or my SLKR, so I knew that he only took one of my territories. As long as I could get two, I should win the battle. No, I should win the round, no problem. So this is way overkill, but I have a lot of teams to spare, and nothing I have is going to go through that Jedi Master Luke. Too many Jedi Masters now. So, nice and easy battle here. One more love tap. Two more people to go and a whole slew of teams to do it with. So I'm going to clean up this Phoenix quick. And I'm going to use Mo Money Mothma. I'm really liking her. I can't wait to finish relicking her up. It's good that, I have to use her for my next GL that I'm going for is Jedi Master Luke. So you got to relic her anyways, and she's actually really fun, ridiculously powerful. I don't even use a full set of Rebel fighters because my Rebel fighters are terrible, but I like Lando. Lando's decent. Captain Han Solo and Rolo are really good rebels. Rolo does a ton of damage, and Captain Han Solo does a whole reviving, so they're just overall pretty darn good. And then poor old Wedge over there is one of the only other rebel fighters that I have, and he just stinks. But he'll get better. I'll just fast forward through this. And another little love tap. That's it. Now you're going to see an embarrassing battle. Pretty much everything else here has been pretty good. I was expecting not to win against Sith Eternal that easily, but this here probably takes the cake for one of the more embarrassing battles I've had. I was hoping to use Ewoks versus Ewoks because my Ewoks are okay, but I said, well, let's get some Jedis to take care of this. So you would think that these would be more than enough to take out some measly Ewoks, but as you're about to see, those little murder bears destroyed my freaking Jedis. Starts going good, starts going fine. And the goal is to always kill Ewok Elder, because once Ewok Elder's dead, you won, because there's no way for them to heal themselves or raise anybody. But like, I just could not get through him. Well, let me rephrase that. So I got through him, but it cost me 2 of my people, and I just got slaughtered. So, murder bears live up to their names of murdering. Another great auto win type person is Nest. One day I'll have a grown-up Nest that can counter the likes of Arnold. But here I just do Nute and Nest. You know, Nest is another one of those. She's gonna win just by being alive and countering them to death. So just kidding. I actually decided to try a Mandalorian team. But same premise being that Nest is my MVP here that's going to counter everybody to death. I'm currently also getting armor, so to pair along with my Sith Eternal as kind of like a budget Watambor, and I'm working on Bo-Katan for after I'm done with Jedi Master Luke. I'm gonna go for Jedi Master Kenobi, so also just getting her while I work on everybody else to save me from later on. And good old, it's just so much fun. I can't wait to get him higher. Maul's gonna be really good as soon as I work him up. And needless to say, nice easy victory. I might have been able to do that one from before my Jedis, because they did surprisingly well. Well, now that I got my bottom 2 rows, as you can see, I have more than enough points to already win. So anything else on top of this is just going to be icing on the cake. But I figure, hey, what's the 1% chance that I kill that Master Luke there? So as always, anytime I'm fighting a General Grievous, gotta give it to good old General Skywalker. And as always, nice easy battles here. Even though all my people are like gear 11 and 12, and they're a ridiculously relict General Grievous team, Gas just walks all over him. Take this little nap. And as soon as Gas wakes up, 1 or 2 more love taps. That's it. Nice guaranteed victory against the Grievous. Also now going against Jedi Training Rey. One of my favorite counters is Night Sisters. It's got about a 99% win ratio to them. So we're just going to fast forward through this again. I like to kill Stick Rey first normally, just because she's the one that does the most damage. But sometimes you get stuck behind Finn taunting. So you just go ahead, kill the taunts. So the reason that this works so reliably is that the only healer that they have is Finn. So once you kill Stick Rey to do the big damage and you kill Finn, it's just, there's nothing they can do to come back from the attacks. Here it seems like it gets a little scary with Daka being healing immune, but it's not a problem. My Daka has like insane amounts of health. And then we finish her off. There we go. Now we've got one more person that I know I can beat, but I'm already way ahead in the points, so once again, it's just all icing on the cake. Didn't want to use my Imperial Troopers. I thought about it, but I said, I've got 2 good teams left, my Bounty Hunters and my Troopers. This is not Imperial Trooper level of threat, so Bounty Hunters are more than enough to clear this Old Republic team. One more hit, and we got our contract. Delete mission. And then as soon as Mando goes, we'll delete Zalbar. So now we're going to delete Zalbar. And game over. So guys, I hope you liked this round. Let me know if there's anything else you guys think I should have done differently. For giggles here, as my little outro, I'm going to fight this Master Luke with some Imperial Troopers, and the battle's going to be about 10 seconds long. But anyways, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for round 2 coming up very shortly, in about a day or so. Let's see how quickly I lose here. And 1 person down, 2 persons down, 3 people down, 4, and 5. Oh, it wasn't 10 seconds, it was 15 seconds, but who's counting? Alright, have a good one. Peace!